1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Welcome to another video. Typically here at Your Special Gamer, we post gameplay videos of different Android games. Today I will touch a more serious topic in the War Robot game. In general, if you're new, basically this is for new players or upcoming players. Either one, are in a frustrated state that they are not moving on up in the tiers, or that they feel that they are spending too much time and are not getting anywhere. Well guys, this is basically getting back to the basics, incremental step that you can take to become a very well organized player with great tactics. Now in YouTube you can find many videos, many well organized videos where they explain certain tactics and this and that, but I mean that's their point of view, that's their way of thinking on what tactic is best for the game. But now I also have to mention that you have to create your own personalized style, and always keep in mind that the main goal is not only to get as much skins as possible, but also to inflict damage. And why is inflicting damage very important? Well, in general you get silver from inflicting more damage to the enemy team, and thus though you will have a more feasible means of upgrading your weapon. And upgrading your weaponry is very essential to become a greater player and also advance at a faster pace if that is your choosing. Now also, here's another problem that I see with many of my clanmates, that I ask them how many weapons do they have in the inventory. Well, then they start dishing out a list. I have this, I have that, I have this, I have that, and so on. Well guys, it's fun to experiment and try different weapons, or if you notice in the battlefield that a certain weapon does a certain amount of damage. The matter of the fact is that that particular player with that particular setup might have just invested in that particular setup, guys. So that's another point we need to touch, that in most cases people just lose sight of the big picture. It's not how many weapons you have in your arsenal, it's how well your weapons are that you have in your arsenal. So let's say Punishers, for example, against say Tyrants. Now if you just stayed focused from the beginning with your Punishers, upgraded them to the max, as well upgraded your bot to the max, which was a lot more feasible due to the fact that you were only paying attention to one particular setup, and that setup overall becomes a devastating weapon. Why? Because your robot is at a max level, your weapons are at a max level, and due to that you will be much more effective in the battlefield and against various and numerous opponents, no matter what their setup is, even if it's supposedly superior to yours. But the matter of the fact is, if your weapons are leveled up to the max, and as well your robot is leveled up to the max, you will be a serious contender to deal with, and without having to go through the hassle of trying different setup, different robots, and then having to just stick to one particular setup. Don't invest your gold or workshop points in numerous weapons where it will make it that much more difficult to actually achieve getting them to their best state. Now another topic is for the beacon rushers, don't make that your priority. Don't make your hangar solely on beacon grasping. You will remain at a low level tier for a longer period of time. Due to that, you're just obtaining gold. Now yes, you might obtain certain weapons, but at the same time you are not leveling up the weapons you currently have. So you will be stuck in the same tier for a longer amount of time, and you're obtaining weapons, and you're basically accumulating weapons that most likely by the time you're at a certain tier, you will get destroyed that much more often, and it will be much more difficult to continue your gameplay style of just capturing beacons for gold. Always try to moderate on the beacon rusher because that's not the only objective of this game. You really have to also inflict damage. Please take the time and analyze exactly how you will utilize your gold and your workshop points. Because from my personal experience, I fell into a trap of a particular weapon. I'm not saying the weapon is bad, but it's not the best. And the weapon I'm speaking of is the trident. I was caught up on the trident, so I picked up 2 tridents. It kind of took my workshop points. It practically flushed my workshop points down with it. That weapon, yes, it's useful in certain situations, but unfortunately, the reload time is so ridiculous that by the time you actually have the weapon reloaded once again, the opponent will be in your face, shoving down rockets down your throat. Don't fall for certain traps. From here, I can tell you right now the most effective weaponry and setups that most people have seen and acknowledge. Of course, don't take my word for the setups that you need. I know you guys need to think about what you want, and as well retaking the first topic of sticking with what you have. Basically, once you get to mid-level tiers and the Orkans, Tarans, and those type of weapons come available to you, those are the weapons you really need to work for because they do provide a better option for most players to level up and surpass the tiers. And as well, always becoming a viable to like gold tiers or diamond tiers. The Orkan is a weapon of mass destruction. I can tell you that, especially if you equip it on robots that can actually utilize 3 at the same time. Well, basically you have yourself a Terminator. But for the ones starting out, don't lose sight of the game. The game has morphed into something that even myself do not recognize at this moment because there's so much things being shoved down our throats and so quickly that we don't have time to regurgitate exactly what's going on. With that said, I will try to post another video in question on how to actually formalize a particular tactic that might work out for you, because you can choose from a certain option. Like if you don't have a certain standpoint on tactical warfare in War Robot, I can go ahead and look at a few videos, take information from different points of views, and basically from all the information we can formulate a tactic that can well be suited for our particular gameplay. So guys, thank you for viewing this video. But like I said, just follow the first rule or the first option, not a rule, but the first option. It's not mandatory, of course. And I can tell you, in a matter of a week or two, you will start noticing a huge difference in your gameplay due to the fact that you are only paying attention to one setup and one setup only, and that generally equals to success. So guys, thank you for watching and take care. Have a great day.